All right, everyone. So today we are going to mag dump 20 rounds of 308 at 200 yards. Okay, so I did this yesterday. Yesterday I was playing around with the magnifications. I went from 6 to 8 to 10, shooting 20 rounds. And what I saw is that in 6X, I seem to be able to go the fastest. So today I'm going to shoot all 20 rounds in 6X, and then we'll look at the elapsed time on the video to see how well I do. So the goal here is to shoot to 200 yards, keeping the chevron on the reticle. I'm going to shoot as fast as I can, accurately. Okay, so basically, if the chevron jumps off the off of the bullseye, I'm going to like get it back on. Okay, so the goal here is to accurately shoot 200 yards as fast as we can. Okay, so we're gonna do this in 6X because I think I had the best results with it yesterday. I did this earlier with 5.56. Recoil was nothing. The issue I had with the 5.56 is that the chevron was jumping. It was like when I had my aiming point on my bullseye, I would take a shot, it would recoil straight up, like bounce 2 or 3 times, and then settle down, and I could take the next shot. So if I was shooting on a bipod that was off the ground where I could like load up on the bipod, that might deal with that. I can't shoot on the ground here because I need for this grass, I need to shoot over the grass. So that's why I have to shoot off the table. So I want to see now with the 308, is the same thing going to happen? Because I don't remember that happening yesterday. So let's try this out. So I have this set to gas position number 3 on this Palmetto AR-10, which is like the lowest setting that I get reliable lockback on. I mean, if I increased it to gas position number 4, it would probably be a little bit more reliable. But I think that I will shoot better in a lower gas position, which means if I do get some type of a jam, I've calculated that it will be faster to unjam the gun rather than try and deal with more gas in a higher setting for this particular exercise. Okay, so we are in position 6. So that's as fast as I think I can go, and keep my chevron on target. Those shots were definitely not great. Like I could definitely see it move off a bunch of times. There's a couple of times I pulled the trigger when I should have waited an extra second. I think I rushed it. Now initially when I got on the scope, right, because I had just shot the 5.56 in 8X in 8 magnification, just I don't know, about 15 minutes ago. And right away, like at 200 yards, I'm missing those extra 2 magnifications, right? I'm thinking, damn, I wish I could just go up to 8X, which I could. But then when I started shooting, and I could see that basically the gun was recoiling, it made more sense to be in 6X. Okay, so 6 for this type of shooting, 6X, at this rate of fire, 6X is a better choice. Now, interesting about, I mentioned earlier with the 5.56, when I shot it, it seemed like the chevron was bouncing off of the target. So what I noticed here is it's also bouncing here, but because I'm in a lower magnification, because I'm in 6x, I'm seeing it less. Okay, so the bounce is still there, but I'm not seeing as much of the bounce, probably because I'm in 6x. If I was in 8x, I'd be able to see it a little bit better. But what I am noticing is that the gun tends to jump left to right a little bit more with the 308 versus the 506, 556, and I have to I have to work harder to get it back on my bullseye. Okay, so that was an interesting exercise. Like I said, I did this yesterday. Today I did all 20 rounds in 6x. And let's go downrange, take a look at it. I did not notice any smoke coming. Yeah, there's no smoke coming out of the ejection port. With the 5.56, when I was shooting, and they're both palmettos, I could visibly see smoke coming out of the gun while I was shooting, and after when I locked it open. With this, I don't see any smoke coming out. It might be that, you know what it probably is. I probably got more oil in that one, so it's probably more oiled. This one I'm running it a little bit more dry, just because it's like new, and I want to kind of see wearing points. So that's probably the reason why there's no smoke coming off out of the ejection port on this one, whereas on the other one I had smoke coming out of the ejection port. It's probably because it had more oil in it. I mean, the barrel is pretty like you can touch it, but if you clamp down on it, yeah, you'll burn you. There's no heat transfer to the rail yet, over those 20 rounds. Let's go take a look at what we did downrange. Other interesting point I should mention as I'm walking is while I was shooting that, I mean, I could definitely feel that recoil. It was starting to build up, and like about 3/4 of the way through, I'm thinking to myself, man, I hope this thing ends soon, because it was like starting to just fatigue me basically, So yeah, I was definitely looking for the end of this to come. All right, so we are coming up on the target at 200 yards. And you know what? The group actually looks a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Because I definitely saw that reticle jump to the right a bunch of times, but I guess it happened after the bullet left the barrel. I mean, I can tell you guys, it was definitely a lot more fatiguing than the 5.56. And it was a lot more fatiguing than when I shot the same gun yesterday with the 308. But what I did is I shot it because first I shot it in 6x. I fired like maybe 6 or 7 rounds. Then I paused, went up to 8x, fired another 6 or 7 rounds. Then went to 10x, because that scope goes up to 10x. Fired another, I don't know, 5 or 6 rounds, whatever. And then went back down to 6x for like the last 2. So just breaking it up was a lot easier on me, like physically, right? Like shooting all 20 rounds, trying to hold that chevron on target at 200 yards, it was tiring as hell. So first, let's make sure we got all 20 rounds on here. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Let's figure out, because it's really easy to get confused. We'll count these 3. We'll come around that way, and then those 3. Okay, so that's how we're gonna count this pattern. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Did one go off target? Let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No holes outside. Yeah, there was, I was right. There was one that I just completely yanked off the paper. That was just totally me. Basically, I pulled the trigger before the scope really had a chance to settle down. So I rushed that shot. Yeah, because you want to shoot. I wanted to shoot as fast as I could, but still holding my chevron on the bullseye here, right? So I make like two triangles. So I match up the 2 points of the triangle. So with the, what do we say? We had 19 over here. we're inside of 6 inches. We got 19 shots here at 5.5 inches. Okay, 5.5 inches is just a little bit more than 2 MOA because we're shooting 200 yards. And one shot that went way the fuck off, and that was because of me, and I saw it happen in the scope. That's why I was surprised that I was expecting to see a shot somewhere out here, right? But I yanked it so hard that it just went off to the side over here. So that was an interesting experiment. That was very interesting. You know what else is interesting? Look at all this gravel we got there. You see that gravel? I didn't put gravel in here. That was a rock over there, right? That was a rock, like one of these rocks over here, right? So there was a rock there that we've now turned into gravel between yesterday and today shooting the 308. The 5.56 won't do that, but because I shoot this all the time with 5.56 here, and I've never had gravel starting to pile up. But yeah, we got gravel there now because of the 308 rounds. And that's 200 yards. So I'm looking at this group here. So we got a nice, even though the total group we said was, what was it? I forgot. 5.5 inches. We got a nice clustering towards the middle of 4.5 inches. If you discount some of these shots on the outside. So 4.5 inches. If that's what you're doing. I mean that's it's just another way to look at it. A nice clustering there. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys a close-up of this Palmetto AR-10. This has this 16-inch barrel. I've got a 20-inch upper that I've been working with for about a year already, but I wanted to get the 16-inch upper because I wanted more of a lighter, mobile, battle rifle kind of setup. So I used the Lancer mags. Those are really nice. I also got P mags, and the scope is the Primary Arms 1 to 10 by 24 first focal plane GLX. This is a really nice matchup for this rifle because this scope is really long on the backside from here to here, and when I have this on an AR-15, I end up having to extend the stock to get the right eye relief or I'd have to change the mount to push the scope further up. So this is working out pretty good. I mean, this is working out excellent, I think, on this AR-10. I'm really happy with this. I mean, I don't think there's anything else I'd want to put on here. I mean, the other scope, I have a PLX 1 to 8, but this is the right choice, I think, for this rifle here. And you can see how we shot it in 6x. Okay, as soon as I got behind the scope, I almost immediately wanted to go up to 8x, but I said, nah, let's discipline ourselves, because I knew that once I started shooting, I would want to have that slightly wider field of view to be able to get the reticle back on target, because it does move around a bit more. So 6x is a good place to be for that rate of fire. However, when I'm shooting 200 yards, trying to get the 1 MOA, to 1.5 MOA groups, yeah, I go right up to 10 because it does make the job easier, right? If you're taking just slow weld aim shots where you've got time to get yourself, collect yourself and reset yourself, that 10x makes a big difference, right? Because I've done a number of videos where I'm getting 1 MOA, inch and a quarter, inch and a half. I've gotten plenty of times. That's because of the 10x. I mean, obviously you got to have the skill, you got to develop the skill, but that allows me to see the bullseye better at 200 yards and hold on it. Okay, so my thoughts on this. Well, one thing I don't like about this scope, I've done a couple of videos bitching about, is the turrets. I mean, the turrets themselves are good, but they are resettable, and they got these little Allen screws in there so that you can reset the zero on this, right? So it'll match up. And the Allen keys and the Allen screws that they ship you don't match up. And it's actually gone back to Primary Arms so they can match it up, and they came back and they still don't fucking match up. Now, actually, it's supposed to be a 1.3 Allen key. So I've ordered an aftermarket Allen key. I should have it here in a few days. We'll talk about it then. But that's the one thing that they really fucked up with the scope, man. How do you drop the ball on something like that? Matching up your Allen key and your Allen screws. But other than that, this is a great scope for the AR-10. And I think they're going to discontinue it. You know, I mean, I don't know exactly why. I can guess why, but I do think that they're planning to discontinue it. This is the mill grid version, the 1 to 10 mill grid, M10 mill grid. That one's sold out. They have the 1 to 10 M10 Raptor. That one's still on their website. So when that sells out, I don't think they're gonna make any more of these. So if you want it, you better get it fast. By the way, I don't have any relationships with any of these guys. With Palmetto, with Primary Arms, with Lancer, with Freedom Munitions, because that's the ammunition I was using today. I was using 147 grain Freedom Munitions. I got the 150 grains, which are a little bit hotter, but I use the 147s just mainly because I want to get rid of them, since I like the 150s are a little bit more powerful. They both are, you know, like 4 out of 5, one MOA ammo.